What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to Aiming Up. This is episode 4. With you, as always, is me, Trey Bruffey, and Kenneth Almond. We're just going to dive in, see how things have been the last couple of weeks, and then we'll dive into today's topic. How's everything going, man?
Good. I just came back from my honeymoon. I know that we talked about having a episode to release while I was gone, but that didn't
Yep.
pan out.
Right.
So um, overall, pretty decent today. Um, Honeymoon is great. I will say, for those interested in going to Grenada, it's not exactly the most friendly place in the world. For whatever reason, the people just like they were sort of exhausted that we were there. And I don't know, that would be kind of like if you and I just like every time we talk to our clients, we're like, yeah, what do you need? Yeah. It's like, why are you emailing me? I don't understand. So that's kind of what it was like. Um, but it was beautiful.
Yep.
It was really beautiful. Um, we didn't get out on the island much. Donna was a little weary
Okay.
about that. I think it was like the whole vibe when you got off the plane and the person. So we got off the plane. It was literally like a five hangar metal building. That's what the airport was.
Yeah.
And so when we got in, there's this line, and there's a lady there, and we we did our customs form. You have to like fill out who you are and all the things for you ever go overseas, you ever have to do that form.
Yeah.
So you have to do this form, and like the form, it has to be perfect, or like you have to redo it. Well, nobody told us it had to be in black ink. So Donna's was in, she wrote it in red and she did mine for me because she knows how I do. I always like speed through things.
Sure.
It's not a good look. So we get to the lady and she literally rolled her eyes, literally rolled her eyes. I thought her eyes were going to roll right out of her head onto the floor. And, man, that did not, that didn't set the tone,
Yeah.
for a friendly vacation. But overall, we redid the form, got through the customs fine, and every once in a while we'd have somebody smiley, wave and stuff. But there's a lot of people that are just kind of like, man, I'll be glad when these people get out of here. So just a little FYI.
Yeah. That doesn't sound fun. At least it was warm, though, there,
It
right?
was really hot, actually.
Oh, it was really hot. Okay.
Like it was like there was a couple days. I don't think we actually left the hotel room because it was so.
Was it
Um,
humid?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Gosh.
I mean, so you've never been overseas ever.
No.
All right, so
I don't like flying, so I don't really do
well,
any
let
of
me
it.
get well, yeah, you definitely wouldn't do it then because it was like 5 hours in an airplane
Yeah.
overall the whole day. But and I don't want this to be like negative, right?
Right. Yeah.
This is just reality. This is
Right.
reality.
Yeah.
Um, so I've been to Jamaica before,
Okay.
and um, Jamaica is they're like, "Hey, man, I'm so glad you're here." And they're like, I mean, like everybody's like that, and like there's music playing and all kinds of stuff, and it's a great time. I don't. There's like a Grenada stank face. I don't know what it is. Like they just have this face that just looks at you like I could care less if you were here or not. So I can overlook that. Can I move through it? Donna was a little. She was a little triggered by that a little bit.
Yeah.
So um, we had a couple of decent dining experiences. but overall the food was, I'll give it a seven, and and then the overall beauty of the place is unbelievable. It's
Yeah.
unbelievable as long as you're looking out into the ocean.
Okay.
But if you're looking onto the shoreline, we're talking like fourth world country here.
Yeah.
Super tiny, super tiny. Um, so I think it was just that's why we kind of stayed on the resort. Like Donna was like, I don't know about this.
Oh, it was pretty sketchy in general.
That was that was the assumption,
Yeah, that's how it appeared.
but I don't know. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know that that's true because like somebody from Grenada could listen to this and they'd be like really offended. I don't know. But I
Right.
will say this: if it's anything like Jamaica, when you get off the airport and you're going to this resort that I was going to, it was like a couple hour ride, and so you're in this taxi cab, and I don't know what it is about the taxi cab drivers in the Caribbean, but they must get their skill set from like Boston drivers. You ever been in Boston
I
with a
haven't. I know what you're talking
It's
about.
wild, son. It is wild. You feel like you're on the edge of your seat, ready to die at any second. Same thing. There is two speeds, stop and flying down the road. Like
Yeah.
it's just like they stole the vehicle. That's the way it is. And so the it only took 5 minutes to go to the airport to the resort in Grenada, but in Jamaica it takes like 2 hours.
Right.
So in Jamaica, you'll see like the city and you'll see like all the where everybody lives and everything. Bro, it is not it's not a surprise if you look and there's like a little uh pasture with like a horse house and the people in the horse live in the same house. That's what I'm talking about
Yeah.
right there. So anyway,
Huh.
I digress.
I'll stay in Ohio. I'm good.
Dude, I hate to make it sound so negative. It's not negative. It's a life experience
Right.
that enriches you.
Right.
I mean, the sad thing is we're going to be on this podcast until we're like I'm in my 70s, and you're going to still have never gone anywhere. It's like you've traveled between Virginia and Ohio, and that's it.
Yeah. We go someplace. I mean, Montana. We've been a few
Oh, you
places.
did go to Montana. I forgot about
Yeah.
that. Did you get on a plane for that, or did you drive?
I did, but I had a complete panic attack on the way there and at the airport. It's just, I don't like flying. Not a fan. Not
You
a
should
fan.
just get a Valium.
I think the day I flew is when there's some type of plane crash in like
Oh,
India or something like that.
that'll do it.
Yeah. Um,
That'll do it.
because of that, I don't like flying. Um, but I don't think I'll be going where you went. I'm good.
Well, overall, I think
Well, like Valerie and I aren't into like that island crap. Like we prefer like the mountains and stuff like that. So that's what would be hard is like me and her both like hate the hot and don't like the summer.
yeah.
So it's like,
Yeah, what's funny is Donna's a beach person and
ugh,
I'm not.
yeah,
Like I don't like for me, like you want to really get me riled up, let it be 100 degrees and bring sand into the house.
gross.
Like and then put it in my bed.
Yeah,
Like I will lose it. I will lose it.
yeah,
Inside, I won't like lose it externally, but inside I am losing my mind. So the mountains is my thing. And what's nice is there was a couple of days where it was not humid and there was a breeze and you could see the mountains off in the distance. So it felt like you were sort of in this tropical mountain sort of area. But
okay.
anyway, what about
Interesting.
you? Tell me about what's happened while I was gone.
Nothing new. What else? What has happened? This lingering concussion crap is still going on, so
Really?
Yeah, like on and I'm doing
What's the
some stuff
symptoms?
for it. On and off headaches, random bouts of nausea, light sensitivity, which speaking of that, I need to grab my glasses. It's kind of stuff like that. And I'm still like not sleeping with a crap since I think it's like that. Then we had like the week, a few days after, we had all of our floors replaced for some warranty crap. Then
What are you doing to support the concussion?
I think I talked about this a little bit. High dose NAC, like 3 to 4 grams a day. There's some stuff with TBI for that, black seed oil, GHK, pycnogenol.
You're
Uh,
still doing that.
yeah, yeah. I think part of it is just getting some sleep, and like me and Val, we need it to like die down because like we had that, then we had the floors replaced, and that was a pain in the butt. Then um, I spent the week after playing catch up because I took that entire week off, mainly of work. Played catch up. Then last week, our cat had all of his teeth removed.
Wow.
Yeah, wasn't
That's
planned.
a heck of a surgery.
Yeah, it's supposed to be like six to eight teeth.
Is
They end up having to take everything. So,
it going to change his diet?
for the time being, it'll be wet food. Like we always gave all of our cats wet food, but it was like a treat in the morning, and it was so he could take his medicine, and then they just free feed like kibble or dry food the rest of the
Oh,
day.
okay.
So, like for the next like 4 to 6 weeks, it'll be wet food only for him, and then cat's gums are like super hard. So once he
Yeah.
recovers, he'll be able to have dry food again.
Okay.
Um, but yeah, we weren't expecting it. I think like the first night he came home, we were up to like 3:30 in the morning, and then every day last week we were up to like 1 or 2 a.m. just with him because he was so
Bro.
drunk and like out of his mind. And Valerie laid in the floor with him to hold him because he'd freak out if she left. So it's been like nonstop. And then Friday he started not eating, drinking water, or anything. So then I had to go back to the vet and grab some meds for him. And then yesterday and to today, he's kind of like improving. It's just like it's a freaking mess because like you have to have the litter box on the first floor because he's not allowed to run around or do anything extensive. Then you've got he still has to get his normal medicine. So you can only imagine trying to shoot a pill in a cat that just had mouth surgery. It takes forever to do it. Um, and then like now he's like drooling everywhere, and
Oh, I bet.
he doesn't
Because he
wipe
doesn't.
it. He just walks to Valerie and like wants to be wiped because he's still trying to figure out what the hell is going on. Um, so like I
He's
think
like, y'all
after
yanked my
this,
teeth.
yeah, I
He's
know.
like,
I
y'all
think
yanked my
like
teeth. This is terrible.
after this week, hopefully things will get back to normal. But because of how this went, we've had to cancel all of our trips we had planned for this month. And outside of that, man, it's business has been steady. Everything's been fine. Um, I think I'm just ready for this year to be done. Go to a new
It's
year.
interesting. We always kind of get to that point, don't we?
Yeah.
You know, I think that ties into our topic.
Yeah, we can
It's
dive
so
into that.
it's so it's just so kind of crazy that
Yeah.
I come up with the topic this time, and it's like I think it applies to you just as much as it applies to me this week.
Yeah. Agree.
So, radical rest is what I'm calling it.
Yeah.
Um, like for people listening, if you've had a coaching experience, then there's times where coaches have you rest from the gym or maybe even rest from the diet to some degree or do some sort of self-care. That's some sort of rest. Um, and what would you say like typical stuff would be, Trey?
In terms of like,
Like when people
Like what would call for us to tell people to rest or what?
Or no, what I would say is like if you had to interview a client, what do you think their typical idea of rest would be?
Taking a day off from the gym, taking a day off of cardio, taking a day or two off of work or a week-long vacation or something like that. Yeah, that's
That's
usually
about
what
it.
they're gonna take. Yeah.
Yeah. So, do you think people as a whole want to rest?
It's interesting because here in the US, um, we're taught not to rest. It's ingrained. It's
It's so stupid.
I don't want to get conspiracy, but we're made to not rest. We're
I
made
don't know.
to
Let's go. Let's go to the
nah.
conspiracy. Let's
You're
no.
gonna
Let's
think
go to
I'm a
the no.
wackadoodle.
Let's
But
go.
like I
No,
think
let's
like
go. No, 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 no. I want to hear. I want to
yeah.
hear. You don't
I
have to go
just think
all the
here
way
in the
in. I
US,
just want to
dude.
know.
Yeah, like I think like we're made to run ourselves ragged and feel like we have to work all the time. You're not allowed to work. You're supposed to go to school, get your degree, get a 9 to 5, pay out a portion of it for taxes, and then you get to pay for everybody else's health care and their
Let's
retirement and
go.
everything, and
Yeah.
they just sit on their ass. And you and I, or whoever, Austin or whoever, gets hit. And I get everybody's got their circumstances, but we're in this country where there is no rest. Like think about different jobs, like nurses, they're not resting, or ER trauma center, um, or think about how many jobs like like a construction worker, when do they actually give their employees rest? They're expected to go until the job's done. And I've had jobs like where your schedules changed day to day. There was no set rest. There was mandatory, like companies even go as far as like mandatory blackout periods. You're not allowed to take any time off. I know when Valerie and I were getting married, um, I had to threaten to leave my job if they didn't give me and my buddy off on that Saturday to allow us to be at the wedding because it was a blackout period. And that's what
Bro,
companies
where were
do.
you working?
That was at Rogue. That was back when I was at Rogue still.
Gosh,
So it's
man.
like you're in scenarios like that where like I just think our world, like at least here, and I can't say in other countries because I talk to other people in other countries where they have a designated nap time or rest time. It's not like you get a
Mhm.
30-minute lunch. It's you are meant to rest and embrace
Yeah, it's
rest.
like
They're
I think it was like two 15s and a 30 minute, two 15-minute breaks and a 30-minute lunch is like the standard protocol
standard.
for work here in
Yeah, it's
in the
supposed to be
States.
usually one at like 10 a.m., one at 3 p.m. for 10 to 15 minutes, and then 30-minute lunch. And then if you, whereas I feel like here, that's how it is. We're basically told we need to, um, I'm probably gonna butcher this, to live to work versus work to live. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Mhm.
I think I'm saying that because I'm totally
Yeah,
messing up.
work to live,
Yeah.
yeah, is what you want to do. You want to work to make money to live,
Yeah.
but
Whereas
you
we're
are living
taught,
to work.
yeah, because of how expensive everything is and how crappy things can be
But
here.
I also think it's the American dream. So like maybe this is a little bit more outdated because how much older am I than you? 10
Be
years,
42,
43,
13.
13 years. So that's a good bit of time. Um, so when I was coming up, like even talking to my parents are like, the white picket fence, the two-story house, the dog and the cat, and the wife and the two kids. And the way to do that is to climb the corporate ladder, but you have to go to college and get a degree, and you have to follow the yellow brick road. And man, boy, did I buy into that hook, line, and sinker, like big time. I tried climbing the corporate ladder in every position that I ever held.
Yeah.
Um, I did not take I didn't take time off unless it was my 2 weeks vacation, or if I had built up enough vacation, I would feel guilty for taking more than 2 weeks.
Right.
But there were times where I had think there was one position that I had where I had like 6 weeks vacation. And if you didn't take it, you lost it. So
Right.
like, but I don't think I think I finally got to a place where it took 6 weeks,
Yeah.
but it took forever for me to like wrap my mind around that.
Yeah.
And um, then the bodybuilding culture, which is funny. I was talking to Matt Cusano a little bit about the bodybuilding culture because we're talking about America in general and like how weird it is right now,
Yeah.
and like the how American bodybuilding is. So like if you're in the bodybuilding world, I mean there's like layers to it, right?
Yeah.
There's like super toxic and then like we're on the outskirts of it to some degree, but we're
Yeah.
also in it. But if you look at it like bodybuilding's linked to like supercars, girls in bikinis, living life your own way, some sort of drug use. Like
Right.
it's all these like 1980s American values or like ideals and stuff. And there's the grind mentality in bodybuilding. And I remember starting 13 years ago in bodybuilding and thinking, man, I got to do 2 hours of cardio a day. I got to train at least an hour and a half a day. And somehow I got to eat my meals and I got to do my job. And like I got to have some sort of other life. Well, I found myself in a loop of going to bed at like 1 o'clock and then getting up at 5 o'clock.
Yep.
So I was getting 4 hours of sleep a night. And dude, I was a sales rep at the time. I had a case of 5 hour energy drinks, the little 5 hour energy drinks
Yeah.
in my glove box. And then I had monster energy drinks in the trunk of my car. So instead of stopping and getting a monster at a gas station because it was more expensive, I would get it from the trunk of my car. So, dude, I was on like 3 5 hour energy drinks and like three monsters a day. That's how I was living my life. And so, as I've learned and as I've educated myself, like rest has been really key in understanding not only like, okay, we're supposed to sleep 8 hours a day. Like that's the rhythm of life. That's the way God designed it. And if you're outside of that design, what happens? Things start to fall apart, right? So here at my house, I'm averaging 7 hours, I would say, of sleep a night, depending on, if my son is here, we share him 50% of the time. We might go to bed a little later if he's not here, but I always have to get up early anyway for him. So like I'm usually up and early, but so we had an extra stressful week the week before going to the honeymoon and trying to be cognizant of my own self-awareness and like my own stress and all that stuff. Um, and I'm pretty good at it. Like I would say I'm pretty good at it. I would say Austin would probably say I'm pretty good at it too. But boy, come Wednesday on the trip, I was sitting in the ocean. I was talking to God. I was like, bro, what is going on? I am I'm still stressed out.
Right.
But it took until the end of the day on Wednesday to decompress from 2 extremely stressful weeks. And it was all mental stress. It wasn't physical stress. It was emotional stress. And so I sat there with this epiphany and was like, okay, I'm a self-aware person. And I just realized that I have not been aware for the last 3 days that I've been stressed while I'm in paradise with my wife. And I'm just now getting to the place where I'm decompressing.
Mhm.
This is wild. And so what I realized was is like I have to take radical rest. And radical rest means outside of the norm of what we think rest should be.
Yep.
So like when you start talking about the guy overseas and they're taking naps in the middle of the day, that's radical rest, bro. For us,
Yeah, because we're taught like, and I'm all for the grind, and I firmly like that's how I carry myself. And it's not good, it's not healthy, but we're taught grind, 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 work harder, work harder. That's how
right?
I was raised. Like
Yeah.
you finish your
So
job,
from a
and
family of entrepreneurs.
yeah, yeah, that's and you live on a farm, so like once you're done with work, there's always more work to be done, and you can rest when you die. And that's how I've lived on that hill forever until probably recently I've tried to be
Yeah,
better.
you got to start walking down it. You can't live on the hill anymore.
Right. And but I was gonna say is yeah, like other countries that they're able to rest. Here we're not, and I think that's part of it's our fault, part of it's whatever fault.
The
And
man,
I think,
the
yeah, I think,
culture.
yeah, I think none of us take the time to rest. I think like if I use me, for example, it's hard for me to rest because I just want to work all the time, but it also distracts me so I don't ruminate on the other crap in life. I don't have to think about it. And I get
That's what a lot
clients.
of people do.
Yeah, I
That's
get a
that's
lot
the
of clients that
problem.
like, so they want to do that. So I have to go to different links to try to rest and things like that. And like when I went to Montana, that kind of forced me to do
I
nothing
love
and
that trip
rest
for you
because I
too, dude.
couldn't, yeah, because like I couldn't do anything. There was like no option other than to rest, be with God, discuss things with other broken men, and not give a shit about the rest of the world. And I noticed so much stuff like change, like my thought process changed. I was happier and had a good time. Like even I get like I can do a good job if there's a camera on me, but if people were to see me in public, I get a natural tick really bad. And it's gotten worse over the years as I get more stressed and stuff like that. And it's even gotten to the point at times like I don't even go out in public because it's so freaking embarrassing. But when I was in Montana, I was forced to rest, forced not to work or do anything and not deal with like life, just deal with myself and tell me God, I didn't have a single like tick there at all.
Yeah,
Which that
yeah,
shows like how important the rest is. It's just finding time to rest and making it a time and almost treating like rest as a job.
yes.
Yeah.
So that's so what I realized the rest of the week is that I had to like we ended up going to bed early on vacation.
Yeah.
And what was nice was the bed was comfortable and stuff like that. And we've been fighting a bad mattress too. We
Right.
just got a new one and it's amazing. Oh my gosh. I'm sleeping so much better. But that's another thing. Let me just talk about that for a second. If you wake up and you feel like you've been beat up, like that means your mattress is probably crap. And a lot of people don't think about that stuff because I didn't initially, but like I went to my massage therapist or my body workout, whatever you want to call it. And man, I felt like I was like on the verge of getting into a wheelchair. That's how pain, like full of pain I was in.
Yeah.
And he was like, "Well, how are your electrolytes?" I'm like, "Good, good. How's your stress?" It's there, 100%.
Yeah.
And then we're going down the checkbox and he's like, "Well, how's your mattress?" And I was like, you know, it's shitty. It's what it is. Now that I'm sitting here thinking about it.
Yeah.
So, we exchanged it out. And dude, I slept literally all through the night last night and I dreamt the whole night long. And that's how you know like you're really resting. And I woke up at 6 o'clock like this. What's up? I'm ready to go. Let's go. Right. So to get to the point, on vacation, we had to go to the beach even when we didn't want to, kind of.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because it was like, okay, you need to be outside. You need to not have the screen. You need to not have your phone. You need to not have all, like, it needs to be an extreme change of your norm, a radical rest. And so, um, My work days, Wednesdays are lighter. I do it in the middle of the week and I get to talk to you
Right.
because I have to finish the week. You know what my busiest day is? Usually Friday.
Yeah.
But I'm okay with it because I got Saturday and Sunday coming. And I really try not to work on Saturday and Sunday.
Right.
And I think what I realized is even coming back and talking to my clients, there was one girl in particular, I could hear she'd sent me a voice message. The tone of her voice sounded stressed.
Yeah.
The tone of her check-in sounded stressed. Do you recognize that in your own clients? And then like if when you pull it out, when you tell them about it, they're like, I'm not stressed.
Yeah.
I'm not stressed. I'm like, your voice sounds wildly
Yeah.
stressed. I was talking to another person. It was a potential client, and I asked him how his stress was, and he said, "Oh, it's fine. I'm fine." But the cadence in which he was talking, this is the way he was talking. He was doing just like this. He was, and I was like, "Bro,
Yeah.
there's no way you're not stressed. The cadence of your voice is wild." And he just sat there in silence, and he was like, "Oh, I guess that's right." So going back to the girl, I just told her, I was like, how often do you just sit on the couch and do nothing? Like literally become a couch potato.
Right.
And she's like, well, I don't really do that. I'm like, I'm prescribing it today. Today, you get to sit on the couch. You have permission to sit on the couch and watch TV. That's all I want you to do,
Yeah.
period. And that's what she did. And like, it made a difference. But then I had to the only way I got her talked into it was admitting that's what we do at our house. So, all right, I'll give you this. So my son is here 50% of the time. Like this week, we don't have him tonight and tomorrow, but we get him back on Friday and we'll have him Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And we've had him Monday and Tuesday as well. And it's great. However, it's an added stressor because we're parenting
Yeah.
while working and all the things. So when we don't have him, sometimes, like let's say you guys lived close by, I would love to see you, by the
Right.
way. We would
I
totally
know.
go out to eat. We would
Yeah.
totally go out to
Um,
eat. But if you called me on the weekend post Landon, I might be like, you want to come over and just sit on the couch because that's what we do. Like we at least have one day where we literally are we do nothing.
Yeah.
And it could be the TV's on, it could be off, it could be that we talk about how we're doing with each other, but we try to be as completely disconnected from everything that we possibly can. And when I talk about it with other people, they kind of look at me like I got two heads.
Yeah.
Like, man, I don't ever do that at my house. And I think, it's a slippery slope. You don't want to go be a lazy bum all the time. But if you're a person who is conscientious and you know that you have a problem resting, you need to do something extreme. And it doesn't necessarily need to be the TV or couch, but like even today, I worked today, but at one point I worked a lot yesterday and I decided I'm going to go for a walk with the dogs in the woods, like actually in the woods, not on a path, but in the woods.
Yeah.
And we were gone for a couple of hours and I'm in such a better mood. And I don't, but I don't think people know that they're stressed. And I have one guy right now who's like chomping at the bit to ruck. That's all he wants to do.
Yeah.
He wants to ruck with a 40-pound pack on his back. And I'm like, bro, how can I describe to you what healing looks like? It's not carrying a 40-pound pack on your back. That's not what healing is. That's not
Yeah.
what rest is. Like, why don't we just take the pack off and walk?
Right.
So, I mean, do you see that same issue
With
with your
clients,
clients?
yeah, because I'll get clients because I use it in a different perspective because I get clients when they're like completely broken. Like
Oh, yeah,
I've had bodybuilders where they've had to not weight train for over a year,
yeah.
and it sucks. And I always tell everyone when I always express how important it is for you to be able to sit down and do nothing or sit down and do a hobby that is not fitness related, that is not job related, something that you can mindlessly do. And oftentimes, most people struggle to do that
What's
because
your
they,
thing?
mine, spending time with Valerie, or to be frank, I will sometimes get on PlayStation and play with a buddy of mine, and we will just
Let's
sit and
go.
we'll just sit and just talk.
What do
And
you like playing?
I bought the new Battlefield. I haven't played it yet because like all the cat stuff, I just haven't like messing with it. I just play it's MLB The Show. It's just a baseball game. It
Yeah,
actually
yeah,
got
yeah.
me back into baseball because I used to love it growing up, and I was needing something to mindlessly do. Um, and so I'd got it because I he's a client, but he's also a really good friend of mine. We just happened to got it and we were both playing. So now I just get on there. It just gives me something to mindlessly do, or I can do it and I'll bring a monitor in the living room, plug it up. I'll play while I'm sitting on the couch. And then me and Valerie she might have like YouTube. She runs like a 24-hour loop of like birds and crap for the cats.
Yeah.
She might do one of her hobbies and stuff like that, or we might just talk while I'm doing it. That's just something I'll do on the weekends because it allows me to just stop. Because my biggest thing is I always think about work. And so for
You have to have your
me,
mind working on something other
yes,
than
because I
work.
feel like I need to be doing something. It's really hard to rest. So for me, it's like something like that, or Valerie will
So, do
get
you
something
think
out
the
of the
video
house.
game, let's talk about it from a biological
Yeah.
perspective. Do you think your brain is at rest when you're playing the video game?
Depends. And that's why I will only play certain ones. Um,
Yeah.
like with how my head's been post car wreck, um, that's another reason why I've been delaying playing any like shooting games, anything that's really loud.
Yeah.
Just because the wreck did like trigger PTSD response from my previous wreck.
Yeah.
So
Hmm.
I'm super particular with that, or I'll wear like blue light blocking glasses with it. I just do something that's very mindless, and usually I'm just talking and playing its computer where it's on super easy, and I can just mindlessly just freaking do it and just enjoy
You're
the
just
game.
killing it. Yeah.
Yeah, I literally do it just because it doesn't stress me out. Whereas if I were to go play online with someone, I'm gonna get stressed out just because I'm competitive. And then I'll just get irritated with it. So like,
So, we don't do video games at our house.
yeah, if we
And
had
hold on.
kids, we probably wouldn't.
Well, hold on.
Yeah.
And when I was 30 years old, I pretty much laid down PlayStation at 30 because I realized that I could play Madden for freaking days, bro.
Oh
Like
yeah,
I get
right.
and
Yeah.
not even come up for air.
Hmm.
Like I'm on franchise mode, and
Yeah.
at this point, all the starting players are like my own players that I created.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So I realized that in between that and fantasy football, it was, it's probably time to lay it down.
Yeah.
But we pull video games out because of Landon, because when he plays, the kid turns into a different person,
Oh,
and it's not a
really?
good
Oh,
version.
yeah. That's not good.
So, but over the honeymoon, I was on the airplane, and you ever fly? Well, have you ever flown American?
I usually only do American or Delta. That's the only two I'll fly.
Okay, well, Delta is like my favorite because you have a screen and you can
Yeah.
watch TV and all that stuff. American, you have to use your own phone or you have to use
Yeah.
your own tablet or whatever.
Typically. Yeah.
And so, anyway, I'm sitting there and I'm kind of like, what do they call it? Free ball it or whatever. What do they call it when you don't wear headphones or anything?
Oh,
When you're flying, what do they call that?
I know what you're talking about. I don't know the term off the top of my head,
Yeah.
but
So anyway, it's like free balling it or something like that, or raw dogging it or something like that. So I'm like, just paying attention to what's around me.
yeah.
And I see this guy in front of me to the left, and he's got his phone up where I can see it and it's horizontal. And he's got pool. It's a
Oh, he's
pool
watching pool.
table.
Oh, is he playing or is
No,
he
he's
watching?
playing it.
Oh,
And I'm watching him play it, and I was like, oh man, that looks fun. That looks like a lot of fun. I think I'm going to have to do that. So I download the pool app on my phone, and you play other people.
yeah,
And I'm actually pretty good with ankles and stuff. I used to be an artist, and like I
yeah,
can like I'm actually pretty good at that type of pool. If you get me in a live setting, I'm probably not that great.
right.
But you know who's great? Patrick, the co-owner of Pure Factor. You know
Yeah.
what he told me the other weekend? His wife went on to a concert with his wife, or his wife with his daughter, and it's like like a boy band kind of concert or something. So he's like, not interested. You girls have fun. And he goes to this local bar that's right down the road from his store, and he's getting ready to shoot pool. And they're like, no, 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 sir, you can't play. There's getting ready to be a tournament here. And he's like, well, can I play in the tournament? And they're like, sure, you play in the tournament. Well, bro, he won the tournament. He hasn't picked up a pool cue in like years.
Yeah.
And the dude won the tournament. So anyway, I digress. I didn't mean to get off on a tangent,
No, you're
but
good.
I started playing this pool thing
Yeah.
on the entire plane ride back, bro. I literally was on the pool thing, and it was so mindless, but it was so uh satisfying.
Yeah.
I love beating people. I
Right.
love it. Like it's just, man, it is just something that I love winning. It's
Right.
so good. And so I literally just whooped people's butts all day long on this app. And like, I was so surprised that I'm so good at it.
Yeah.
Like, I was winning, like, it's like fake cash, but
Right.
I was like winning $5,000 a freaking round. It was awesome playing eight ball.
Yeah.
It was great. So that was a radical rest for me. Like,
Yeah.
I don't play video games, but
Yeah.
that was a lot of fun. It took my mind off of everything else,
Yeah.
and I was able to just interact. And I didn't interact with anybody online, but like interact with the game and like even within my own competitive nature, right?
Yeah.
So it's been I probably I probably won't have anybody on stage until the spring, and that's always tough. I
Right.
love prep season.
Yeah.
It's a love-hate thing. I think I've gotten to the place where I don't really like to go to the shows, but I like to prep people to
Yeah.
shows. And I'm gonna prep in January, start prep in January. So like having the competitive side of me dormant for a few months is a little tough, right? But having that rise up in me playing some pool, internet pool, bro, it was great.
Yeah.
So good.
Yeah. So like for me, like that's what I'll do, but I find Valerie helps me a lot to force me to rest. Like we'll
A
have
good
it, my
wife
phone.
does.
Yeah, like my phone will lock, like I can't do anything. She's good about being intentional of like having us do stuff or book stuff.
Do you have
Um,
the app Brick?
yeah, I have one. Mine automatically kicks in and then I scan it after my morning clients typically to close it, to open it. And then
So you can make it work automatically.
yep, that's what I do. Mine
Is
kicks
that
in.
a new feature of it?
I don't know. I think the reason why I did that was
Is that on the Brick app?
Mhm.
Man,
Yeah.
I need to pull that up.
Yeah, it's on the actual app. I'm trying to remember why I did that. I think here's why. I was doing it so it just forced me to be out versus me getting up to do it. And I think we had some travel coming up and I needed to be able to access my phone the initial part of travel. And
Yeah,
that once we got out there and it was the end of my workday, it automatically shut off for me.
that's
Um,
nice.
so I'll do that. If me and Valerie are going out to dinner or anything like that, I always leave my phone home or leave it in the car, just to remove that. But like
Sure.
us doing stuff together, Sometimes we'll watch TV to rest, playing the PlayStation. It's not like competitive. It's literally just so I can just do something.
Sure.
And it's not always fun. It just gives me something to mindlessly do, and just
So
turn my
what do
brain
you
off.
do in terms of like when you lock your phone,
Yeah.
are you locking it from everything?
Only thing I have access to is my texts and calls and my bank stuff. So like all social media, all email, my Google Drive, WhatsApp, every single thing that someone could contact me, I lock out of it. Um, and then what I also do is my phone is permanently on do not disturb 24 hours a day. There's only four individuals I can get through it. It's you, Austin. Can you still hear me? I think he cut out.
Yeah.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah.
So mine's on permanent do not disturb, but I only have four people I can get through. It's you, Austin, my wife, and then I have another buddy of mine. Everyone else, if you call me, you go to voicemail. If you text me, I'm not going to get alert unless I go look for it. And anyone that knows me knows I'm a terrible texter because I don't, with what we do for a job, we're
It's
talking,
hard.
we're
Yeah.
talking all the time. So when I don't have to talk to people and text, I just don't even want to see the alert. So I just keep my phone like that, and that allows me to rest and not have to be on my phone and things like that.
So so when it comes to that's a great thing for people to listen to is the Brick app. There's a physical
Yeah.
plastic magnetic device that you can put on your refrigerator or wherever you want to put it,
Yeah.
and you can touch it and it will brick the phone intentionally, or you have an automatic timer, I guess,
Yeah.
that
They
will
just
it
came out
unbrick it at
with
a certain time too?
I think you have to get up to unbrick it. Like if people go to my
Okay.
Instagram, I have a link to it on mine, but they just came out with one because originally it was just for Apple. And then
Right.
they recently came out one for Droid or whatever,
Okay.
Android. So now it can work for everyone. And the cool thing is, if I recall, um, one device you can use across multiple people in your household, if I recall.
Yeah, 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 right.
Because we were going to use one for Valerie's, now that they have the Android out. Because I think like if you can get off the screens, that helps a lot with rest. So, like that's a few things I'll do for rest. The other thing is like I still get up. It's supposed to be scripture before screens and still be intentional about that. Um,
And you're
those are
reading
just
scripture, physical,
Mhm. Y-
Bible, all that. Yeah, me too.
Yeah, yeah. So I'll do devotional with the guys from Montana. Then I'll read. I'm in Matthew right now, so I'll read a portion of Matthew, write about it. I'll write two or three things I'm grateful for that day. It's got to be specific about the day or like the end of the day before. And then
Do
I'll
you always do it in the morning?
nine times out of ten, today is one of those days I haven't done it yet. I'll do it this evening. Um,
I always do it in the evening
see, I
before
have
I go
to,
to sleep.
and here's why I do it in the morning is because if I don't do my self-care and what I need for myself first thing in the morning, it's not going to get done. Just plain and simple.
Yeah,
I'm
sure.
going to prioritize like work. I'm going to prioritize doing dinner and chilling out and things like that. Prioritize
Do
spending
you
time with
cook?
family.
Do you do all the cook?
Yeah, I'll have her help, but I truly enjoy cooking, so that's why I will usually do it. But recently I've been letting her, not letting her, but just saying, hey, you can cook whatever. Um, so for me, I have to do that self-care in the morning, but it has to be scheduled. And then like I make sure to schedule other things that are restful for me, like the counseling. So I had counseling before this.
Mhm.
That's one thing, like it's always going to take priority over other things, and I'm not going to
Yeah.
move. If a client's like, hey, I can only train during this time or talk to you this time, it's like, well, we're gonna have to find a different day. I'm not budging that. And then the other thing is I do bi-weekly haircuts and beard trims and fades and stuff. So like that's an hour, hour and a half of my day that doesn't get budged.
Bi-weekly?
Yeah. Because
Man,
it grows
that's
so
you're
fast.
staying sharp.
It just grows so fast. Like I'm just naturally like grow hair like really fast. It grows here and then it just
Yeah.
keeps going away here. Um, so like those are things that I do that's self-care that I can rest.
Yeah, right.
And then the other stuff is like going to church on Sundays and just for me, I found that's how I can rest. Is it perfect? No, it still needs a ton of like room to to improve. But I think implementing that, I think making sure not to work on the weekends and that type of thing.
Do you need somebody to coach you?
No, not right now. Maybe soon. Maybe
Oh
soon.
man.
I am like
So
buried in stuff right now, so no, not
so
until
what
then.
I'm thinking to myself is all the ways that I need to probably. So it's interesting today. I did a little. So Landon's home, and we went to the grocery store last night, got some food for the rest of the week, and I got a couple things that I don't normally have, like shredded hash browns. Like I
Yeah.
made shredded hash browns this morning in a pan, and then I made sausage, like link sausage, and omelet, and like scrambled it up in a bowl. Bro, that was so good.
Yeah.
Like that needs to be my breakfast every morning. Always has been. I don't know why that is, but it's like when I have a good breakfast and then I go to the gym, that's taking care of myself. And
Right.
then after the gym, I'll come back, start to work, and then Donna and I might walk the dogs at some point. And then a lot of my work kind of happens in the evening.
Okay. You do
I
your
kind of
shift.
like,
Okay.
I kind of flop my day to
Yeah.
where like the beginning of the day, I'm kind of easing into my work day, and then
Okay.
I can get focused at a certain point, and then I can finish it off
In the
and go
evening.
to bed.
Okay.
Yeah,
So your
and
schedule's different than mine. You do a lot of your stuff and then whereas I usually have a first client at like 6 a.m. or
the
6:30.
reason why is because I'm like you
Yeah.
in the fact that if I just decided, screw it, I'm going to jump into work.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's helpful, but
Yeah.
like it's taken a while for me to get comfortable with doing it that way
Yeah.
because it's like, okay, um, that's really putting yourself first. But I'm also trying to model it to Landon too. So
Yeah, and
like
that's where we're a little
as
different.
I'm cooking, right?
Yeah.
I'm asking him what he wants for breakfast. I'm like, come on, buddy, let's,
Yeah.
give me a challenge here. And
Yeah.
he's like, I want a bagel. He's like, okay, whatever. But
Yeah.
I think if people, this is an interesting thing. I wonder if we look at the inverse of your day, if you just reverse it, if you have the ability to,
Yeah.
how would it work?
Well, this is why I tell everybody when you look at your schedule your non-negotiables for yourself first, and then you schedule the rest around it. If you still there.
Or, huh?
You cut out for a second.
Maybe you need to do that a little bit more, huh?
Yeah. I tell everybody to do that. Yeah. So
You're like, do as I say, not as I do.
yeah, if we're talking, I do better. I do. That's why I do that morning stuff is for that. And that's all I'm
And you've
focused.
been doing that for a while now.
The scripture stuff, it's been almost like 3 weeks, I think.
Are you still
Um,
taking a walk?
yeah, throughout the day. I always just schedule my calls and stuff when I go walk. Um, it's just easier. But it's getting cold here. Like once it starts getting in the 60s, I don't want to go outside. So, uh,
Really?
yeah, I have the heater on right here. It's blaring.
Seriously?
Yeah, that's
You
just
got a
how I am.
thyroid problem, boy?
No, dude, you would think. No, the thyroids are perfect. I think what a lot with me is it's stress. It really is just stress. And
hmm Like for me, it's 68 degrees in my house. I'm kind of sweating.
oh no, dude. I have the heater blowing in here. It feels like a freaking sauna. Like when I do that morning stuff, with scripture and everything, I will I'll like blare the heat in here while I'm doing my scripture. And it's like you're in
Okay.
a freaking desert. It's so hot in here. There's no lights on. There's nothing. I have a red light on and that's it. And I just dive into it.
So do you
Um,
think the red light is helpful in the morning like that?
I
Is
think
that intentional?
for me it's intentional just because it's usually this stupid ring light that I have on all the time and a screen. So it just gives me a break because like if I'm not in here, I'm in the gym and our lights are so damn bright in the gym.
Fluorescent?
Yeah, so it's like nonstop. I'm getting stuff. That's why I'm trying to be better about wearing the glasses again, so I can see better and not have these freaking headaches. That um, I don't do the red light therapy. I think there's maybe some merit to. I'm just not going to spend the money on stuff like
Yeah,
that.
it's a lot.
Yeah,
It's
just
a
as
lot.
no, I can get outside. So I think if I was trying to apply this to everyone, it's schedule your non-negotiables for yourself first. So that might mean cooking, it might mean your walks, it might mean your cardio or whatever, but also intentionally scheduling your rest where you're not doing anything but resting. And
Yeah.
I do think I've had clients, I have a coach now I've been working with for about a year, and we've gotten him about as far as we can get him with this adrenal crap he's been experiencing. He's working with another coach for a few years, got nowhere, and we've made like great headway. But I'm trying to explain to him, I'm like, dude, you're burning at both ends. You're working a full-time job and then you're coaching full-time. And beforehand, both of those fires are gonna hit each other, and you're gonna be back in the same position you were when you first reached out to me. And he's running the same thing. Oh, well, like it's hard to just sit and not do anything. And it's like it is uncomfortable.
But we're made to do that.
Yeah, it is uncomfortable. Like you don't like listen, like with what I do in the mornings and try to do with this routine and self-care stuff, it is super hard for me to do it. I'm treating it like it's a job. As I get into it to doing it, it doesn't feel like it's a job, but I'm trying to make sure I do it and make it a priority.
And if it's every 3 weeks,
What was that?
3 weeks.
Sorry, you're cutting out.
Oh, are you
Yeah.
feeling the benefits of it after 3 weeks?
Yeah, I've noticed.
Can you go into what you think, how you feel?
Yeah, I think with me, I felt more calm for the most part, more relaxed.
You're way less negative.
Yeah. It's still pretty bad. It's probably because I did counseling before this, but um,
No, 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 no.
yeah,
Just interpersonally.
yeah, yeah,
Like you were at an all-time 100
yeah,
like a couple months ago.
yeah.
And like I even think starting the podcast is somewhat therapeutic, maybe.
Yeah, for me it is. It's to get to talk because as you know, like our job is lonely as hell outside talking to clients. And
Sure.
I think it's helped with the negativity. It's not like, oh, I hate my life or anything as much. It's more like
No,
I'm pretty
there's just a
cynical.
negative bent. Yeah, there's a
Yeah.
negative bent.
I'm a
And
pretty like I think you cut out again.
oh, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
I think
Um,
my internet I think is messed up. But so what I'm saying though is you have a negative bent,
yeah,
and it's like I think most people do really
yeah,
because you have to be in, think about this like humans look for the negative because what are we trying to do? We're trying to save ourselves from it.
right. Yeah,
And so like okay, well if you're going to reverse engineer that, it's really I'm in a different place than you are. I'm probably much more positive, but it's been a lot of work, bro. When I
right.
was your age, I
Yeah.
was negative Nancy all the time. But I also realized too, it's like, okay, whatever I thought was bad, it could be way worse.
100%.
Like,
Yeah.
like it could be so much worse. And then God was like, "Hey, I'm going to give you so much worse.
And
Here's so much worse.
right.
Let me know how you feel about that." And then you sit with it, and you're like, "Probably have a better attitude. I should probably have a better attitude
Yeah.
because that's not going to change the outcome, but it's changing my heart position."
Yeah.
and my heart position. And when you were negative, or more negative, let's
Yeah.
just call it that, my bent towards you was, I need to help my friend, right?
Yeah.
Because man, the last thing I want you to do is be in a negative place. Did you see what you just did there?
A
You
smile.
smiled and laughed. Man, I love that version of
Yeah,
you.
it doesn't happen.
It's my
Yeah.
favorite version of Trey.
Yeah. Like
But so
I've
like whenever you're in the other, like when you're like Eeyore Trey, that's what I
yeah,
call you.
right.
Eeyore Trey.
Yeah.
You're literally just like Eeyore. You're like, well, I guess I'm just gonna float down the river. You literally just sound like Eeyore. And it's
Right.
like, okay, well, I'll I'll float with him down the river,
Yeah.
but I'm gonna tell him to look at the pretty trees as we float
Right.
by. And like that's the point of friendship,
Yeah.
right? Because you want to be present in someone's life, but you also redirect it. It's like, hey, even though you're floating down and you fell in at the bridge and it's not what you wanted to do today, but look at the pretty leaves as we go by.
Right. And so I do think it's helped. Um, I naturally am a pretty cynical person. That's just
It's
how
just the
I,
way you were raised.
yeah, that's just how it is. Like I'm good about being like, oh, it could be a million times worse because I've seen it a million times worse. But I am naturally pretty cynical, very rigid in my ways and things like that. But I do
I'm sure
think,
Val just delights in that,
yeah,
doesn't
I'm
she?
sure she does. Yeah.
She just loves
Yeah.
it.
But I do think doing the self-care stuff in the mornings, it has helped. It's just for me, and it's the same thing I tell clients is like when things don't go according to plan, it's just you got to keep doing it. And it's like today, I didn't hammer it this morning because I had a change in schedule with calls and everything today.
Yeah,
Then I'll do it this evening, make sure
yeah.
it's done and go on there. But for me, when it comes to the rest side, and I think scheduling is great. I think having people that can hold you accountable is good. Obviously, like I have someone like you and Austin are usually pretty good about holding me accountable, like
Hmm.
counselor Valerie. With this devotional I do with the guys from Montana, like they're good about making sure I'm on there, reaching out. So I do think if you are someone that's struggling to rest and you're maybe like your eye that's go, go, go all the time, you're raised that way, or maybe your mom or whatever, and you gotta,
It's a coping mechanism.
yeah, yeah. And so it's going to be uncomfortable and you got to lean into that inconvenience and that uncomfortable state. Um, but I do think if you have others to encourage you, like a coach helps, but having others in your community or whatever can also help with making sure you're resting. So I've made sure to have people in my corner that at least chime in, check in, see how I'm doing. Are you resting? Are you doing this and that? Because like we said at the beginning, it's just not a common thing. And um, this is a good podcast because we both can talk about how we both at times struggle to rest, just like everyone else is. Uh,
Yeah, 100%.
because it's easy for us to say it to clients. It's very easy to say, "Hey, just rest, don't do anything."
But see, here's the thing too. This is something I want to say. So I have a close friend. His name's Tony. I actually want to have Tony on the
Yeah.
podcast. Um, he's a brilliant person, but unassumingly so. He has 8 children.
Oh, jeez.
You know what 8 children gives you?
Debt.
Wisdom. It gives you wisdom.
Yeah.
It gives you knowledge and wisdom on the human experience,
Right.
right? Because you see it from the infant all the way to he's got an 18-year-old now. So
Yeah.
he literally has like a year old and an 18-year old and everything in between. That's wild, right?
Yeah.
Like just sit and think about that for a second. To
Hmm.
me, it's super impressive that him and Jen have raised these children and none of them, because Tony lives such a different life than me, right? Like his idea of rest is going to be way different than mine because he just doesn't have the capacity to sit on the couch. However, he has to travel for work. So sometimes we'll have conversations. And so I think if you're a person who struggles, or let's say this, you're a person who's conscientious at your work, right? You want to perform well at work. The question I would have is why would you not want to perform well personally?
Right.
So if you have the conscientiousness for professional development, why is the personal development lagging? Answer that question. One. Two, who's opposite of you?
You froze.
I'm steady Eddie over here. I'm
Repeat what
steady
you
Eddie.
said because you cut out.
I'm steady Eddie over here,
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
And you're not.
Yeah.
Like it can be like a bad day's a bad day.
Yeah.
I can have a bad day, but it doesn't dip as low as yours.
Yeah.
That's probably why you're drawn to our relationship because there's an opposite there.
Yeah.
Because you probably desire to be somewhat like me. Hey, bro, you're way smarter than me, and I want to be like you, just so you know.
I appreciate
Like, way smarter than me. Just want to say that out loud.
it. Yeah.
Like, one of the smartest people that I know. So, what I do is I surround myself with really intelligent individuals. Tony's really intelligent in a different way. He has passions and convictions that are not like mine. So, it gives me an opposite worldview. Because you're so intelligent, even though come all the way to this other side. Did you hear all of that? I don't know if I
Mhm.
broke up or not.
You cut
It
out.
forces me to go all the way to the other side.
Yeah.
So I know what extreme looks like with you,
Yeah.
and you kind of know what extreme looks like with me.
Right.
So if you're a person who's conscientious and wants the personal development to know how to rest, find somebody that's different than you,
Yeah.
and also have a coach because, bro, Austin, like he forces me to do stuff that I don't
I'm
want to do.
sure. Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mhm.
And like, because I'm going to go compete, yeah, sure, I have a thing.
Yeah.
But like, and I'm not plugging you to be your coach here. I'm not. I'm really
Yeah.
not. But it would serve you well to have a coach
Right.
because you would have somebody outside of yourself holding you accountable to all kinds
Yeah.
of things.
Yeah.
Boy, wouldn't I love that job. Get a coach and learn the basics of how to take care of yourself because that's what we basically teach unless we're into like extreme
Yeah.
functional health stuff or extreme
But
physique development stuff,
even with that, you're
right?
still teaching them how to take care of themselves.
We're still having to go
Yeah.
through that process.
Yeah.
However, and then look in your friend group, and if all your friend group is a bunch of echoing opinions of
Yeah.
your own opinion,
They're not your
you
friend.
might want to go find another one,
Yeah. Go find new friends.
right?
Yeah.
Because here's the deal: if I go and mess around and I do something wrong, and I tell you about it, you gonna let me know?
Yeah.
I hope so. You better rip me. You better rip me a new one.
Right.
I got, I got a couple buddies that like,
Oh,
man. If I fuck around and find out, like I'm gonna find out. Like these dudes are gonna roll up and humble to their own crappy viewpoints. And radical rest means you have to have an opposite viewpoint of what you think rest is.
yep.
So I digress from my
Yeah.
rant,
Yeah. I
but
think just to make it applicable, it's hire a coach if you need it. Most people do need it.
I would say everybody does.
Yeah,
And the value is up to you to determine whether you access the full value of it or not.
correct. Yeah. So I'd say that schedule your rest, be okay resting, get a community of people that can support you.
Hmm.
And if you're working with a coach, don't question them or fight them when they tell you to rest.
Well, you can fight them, but
Yeah.
you just hear them out.
Yeah.
Like, even when I had to press on my client this week, so here's what I just rest, just sit down and watch TV.
Yep.
But I sent her a voicemail message or a voice message. So what I ended up doing was making sure my voice was really calm.
Right. Yep.
And I was very calm
Yep.
and I was very kind. And I was like, listen, you need to lay on the couch and be a vegetable today.
Yep.
I give you permission.
Yep.
And so that allowed a couple of things. Connection happen, like he cares. He is actually telling me that he cares about me and he wants me to do this thing. And I'm probably not going to buck him because she hears the tone in my voice. If it's like, go sit on the couch,
Yeah,
you
stuff
know what I
like
mean?
this, I will always send a voice message, and I'll usually give them examples of like what I do. I'll usually
How do you do voice messages? I'm curious about that.
in terms of
Just
like,
via text?
so if they're a client of mine, it's
Okay.
always through WhatsApp. I'll do a voice message either through WhatsApp or if they don't have texting access, because I don't give texting to everyone, I'll send
Yeah.
it via, I'll record it on either computer or phone, and I'll attach it to an email
Okay.
and send it that way. But I don't voice message everyone. It's specific circumstances. If I think it's a time where they really need to hear my voice, whether it's a good reason or a bad reason, that's the time I'm going to do it. If it's just like, hey, you're doing good and nothing needs to change, I'm probably not going to do it. But in scenarios like this, where maybe it's not a tough conversation for you or I, but it might be tougher for them to hear, I don't want you to do anything other than rest, or you got to be pretty blunt and saying, like, hey, like, we're getting as far as we can, but like, you're just doing too much at this moment, and I need you to rest. And
Yeah.
that, and usually I'll explain to them, like, listen, like, I can't control your job, I can't control your family, I can't control what happens in the world. All I can do is control your nutrition, your training, your supplementation, your cardio, and tell you to rest. So with that said, there's very little I can personally control for you. So that's why I'll be like, hey, like take time off of cardio, time off for training. I just want you to chill out and do whatever. Because that's all we realistically can control in their life. And then I'll just explain to them, like, hey, you've got to basically have the F it mentality. If you cannot control it, you have to just let it go and move on. You can't make a mountain out of a molehill. Um,
Yeah.
you have to do things like that. And then I might send them some things like to listen to or watch something that's calm for them to get them to understand more of the psychological stuff because I'm not gonna go full counselor mode on them. That's what I do. So if it's resting and like more conversations where I don't think it's gonna go over well, just say, hey, just rest this week, depending what the
Yeah.
client is. A voice note tends to work well. Uh,
Yeah.
but I think if you lined up 100 out of 100 people, we all need to rest more. It's just
100%.
we haven't been doing it.
Everybody does. Yeah. The
Yeah.
whole, the whole, the Sabbath and stuff in our faith. And like, I used to think because my dad and my mom, um, they'd have like a big family meal on Sundays, or we would they would be doing something around the house or whatever. And whether it's Sunday or Saturday or whatever day you take, I think there should be a full day completely off from any responsibility,
Yes. Yep.
no responsibility at all, and you should enjoy your significant other or your spouse or your dogs or whatever. And like, dude, I had this epiphany this morning. My dog Bronx, he's a pug.
Yeah.
He's 11. He'll be 12 in May.
Yeah.
And so, I probably have like 2 or 3 more years with him. And even though he's home all day long, be intentional about that. Like even intentional about him coming with me certain places because he's got hind leg issues.
Yeah.
And I got up early and I walked downstairs and he's still sleeping in his bed. And I just curled up beside him and
Right.
I just sat there and I thought, I'm just going to be present with my dog and I'm going to listen to him like breathe and sleep. And I'm just going to love the fact that I have the ability to do this right now.
Right.
And I think that's the other thing. It's like people, if you slow down and you pay attention because you're not resting, you're missing some of the most sweetest moments in your life that you're really going to regret missing
Right.
when that person or that animal or that relationship is not there anymore. And so, me and the girls, the dogs, he's kind of grumpy. He doesn't want to necessarily go where we go. So it's like it becomes a thing, right? It's like taking an elderly person on a walk with two teenagers is a completely different situation. So instead of leaving him home, I put him in the truck in the passenger seat. And then when we got to the park, I rolled the windows down because it's a beautiful day outside. And I kind of parked in the sun so he could lay in the sun and sleep while we went and walked. So, you know, it's like be intentional with your loved ones in those moments of rest because, like you say, Val brings you rest. That's the truth to a lot of people. Your spouse should bring you rest. If they don't, you probably have some relationship issues that you need to fix.
Right.
I know Donna's a big rest place for me too.
100%. Yeah. I think like should be pretty easy for everybody to listen to. Just rest. Just chill out. Um, but no, man, do you have anything else? I think you covered.
Yeah, I think I want to. I think I want to get some people on the podcast, and I think we need to start reaching out a little bit and figure out when we can get some different conversations happening.
Yep.
Um, and if anybody is, I guess maybe we should put a poll up
Yeah,
or
for
something
sure. Yeah.
like, hey, like out of both of our followings, does anybody want to hear from someone? I'm
Yeah.
also thinking about there's a couple of guys I follow on social media that are they're not in our space. They talk about like various different types of taking care of yourself and like there's one guy that talks about like how to be a masculine man and I'm thinking about reaching out to him just
Yeah, for sure. Like I say do it, CC me in the emails when
for
we
sure.
post this up. And then what we'll do is just start getting specific topics or whatever people. I've got some people that would come on if we wanted them to.
Yeah,
Couple of them will wait until they finish up something. Um, but yeah, man, I'll get this posted. And I think it's a good banter on rest because like
yeah,
that's all we're really talking.
yeah.
And then the next one will go more like topic driven. So,
Did you
um,
see the reels, by the way, on Instagram are 20 minutes long now?
No.
There's a 20-minute long version.
For what?
But listen, it's great. You can cut a 20-minute version of our podcast
Yeah.
and put it on.
Yeah.
Just a little heads up.
No, I
And
didn't.
if you send me the copy of the podcast, I'll do it.
Yeah. No, I didn't even know. Was that recent change? Like,
Yeah, I literally just saw it.
okay. Huh. No, I'll keep that in mind. I'm not on social media ever, so I don't ever know any of the changes they make with it.
So do you know Sean Ryan,
Uh-uh. What's
the
that?
podcaster? So he's got a big podcast. He's like number three, four, for something like that in the country. He's like a former Navy SEAL, but he's a great podcaster. And I just saw it on Facebook. Facebook has 20-minute reels because he put a excerpt of his podcast on the 20-minute reel. And I was able to listen to it. And then there was an advertisement for his podcast at the tail end of the reel to go to Spotify.
Okay. Yeah, we'll check it out.
Cool.
100%. Yeah. Well, sweet guys, I'll get this posted and we'll talk to you next week.
All right.